Hi YouTube, it's Diane again. Now you're it, Vicky. Oh, there we go. I am going to walk through my Cross Stitch Crazy binder. I am going to be part of Cross Stitch Crazy 2016. The idea behind this is for the first 15 days of January, you do 15 different projects. They could be all whips, they could be all new starts, or they can be a combination. I am going to be doing a combination of whips and new starts, but I'm going to go all the way down to January 31st. So, thought I would do this. This is like the 5th time I've done this video. Now, if you feel that my showing you this is going to make you feel like you have to do this, you don't. This is just me. I've never done this before, so I have no idea how it's going to work. But the idea, I have all but one of the patterns, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fabrics that I may need, although I think I have 2 of the fabrics. I just haven't cut them. It is raining here, so you're going to hear some rain in the background, and if it's too loud when I do my editing, I'll re-record this again for like this, I don't know how many times. But I have my handy binder here. I'll stash clean. I'm doing just for my January 2016 materials. Here we go. January 1 is Celtic Winter by Lavender and Lace. And it is not focusing. Why aren't you focusing? There we go. I am going to be working this piece on Stormy Night. It's 32 count. This is the... Oh, it's not focusing. Come on. Camera. There we go. There are 5 Celtic ladies. This is the only one I have not stitched. When I did start her once, but as I was stitching, I quickly realized that I had purchased a piece of fabric that was way too small. So I got frustrated with myself and I put it away. Please note, as I go through these, I am going to put a picture of the pattern with the fabric at the end of this video, because, especially since my camera is being stinker. There it is. There we go. But it's Celtic Winter L&L number 60 by Marilyn Levitt Emblem, my favorite all-time designer. I became so frustrated because I had only stitched just a little bit right in here, and I thought, this doesn't look right. And then I measured, and I was 9 inches short on my fabric. I don't know how in the world I did that, but I did it, and I put it away because I was so mad at myself. I'm going to stitch her as she's originally charted, because I've done that with the other 4 Celtic ladies. Celtic Christmas, Celtic Spring, Celtic Summer, and Celtic Autumn. I have been drooling over the color conversions that have been shown online. Oh my, there is such talent in this crafting community to take this and there's a blue one and a silver one. It's just beautiful, beautiful color conversions. I'm going to stitch her initially as she's charted, but maybe in a few years I'll stitch her again with one of the color conversions. But this is January 1. This is the only one on my list that has to be started on the day I have it listed. This is also the piece I'm going to do for the Lavender and Lace Stitch Along with the Cross Stitch It's Fun group. That one starts January 1st, 2016. So this is the piece for that. So this has to be started on the 1st of January. The others, if I feel, you know, I'd really like to work on this project and not that one, I'll switch them around. But this is the only one that I need to start on January 1st, and that's Celtic Winter. So let me put her in her page protector here. And again, at the end of the video, I will do a close-up of the fabric with the pattern. Oops, I don't want to show the chart, sorry. January 2nd is this one, and I went through my fabric. I know it's out of focus for a second here. And I found this little piece, so I'll put that as my background. And it's LizzieKate cleaning the house while children are growing is like shoveling snow while it's still snowing. If you have children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, children in your life, you totally understand the same. The fabric I'm going to stitch it on is 28 count Lugana Antique Field. This was a piece, and I ended up using only half of it, so I serged over here. This is my serging. I don't remember what I stitched on the other half, but this piece will fit on here nicely. It calls for sampler threads or Weeks Dye Works, one or the other. And I am going to use Mo's cottons or other specialty fibers from my stash. I'm not 100% sure, but I bought two grab bags from Mo for her cottons, and I've been stitching with them on a project, and I really, really enjoy stitching with them. I know that the base is DMC white, but her process makes the floss very pleasant to work with, and I like her color combinations. So that is day 2. Day 3. And I'm reusing some page protectors, that's why you're going to see some highlighting on them. Day 3 is Mini Evergreen by Heaven and Earth. Tracy Butler is the artist, and Michelle Zaida did the chart design. And this is the mini. I don't have her with me. I have not stitched on her since I showed her last video. So, but I'm going to work on her January 3rd. Again, I'm mixing new starts and whips. This one has a story. It is from the Stony Creek Cross Stitch Collection, June 2009, so 2009. And this is the piece. When I saw this piece, I had a subscription at the time. I loved it. Our wedding colors were emerald and ivory. We had a few other flowers tucked in there just for contrast, but I really wanted just the emerald and ivory, very classic feel to our wedding. And I saw this again in 2009, and I thought, oh, I'll stitch this for our 20th anniversary. And my husband had to go out of town on business in northern Minnesota, and he had to be there 3 or 4 days. He was so bored, he called me the second day and said, I'm going to drive to Fargo. I will go to Nordic Needle. Do you need anything? And I thought, oh my, you must really, I laughed. I thought, you must be joking. Willingly go to my cross-stitch store and get me something? So I got the green. I don't think it's the exact green that's on here. It's pretty close, though. And this is actually one of my goals before I joined this 2016 group was to get rid of one of my UFOs. I have 3 UFOs. I have Mirabilia, Persephone, My Big Toe Designs, Psalm 23, and I have this piece. And this is where I'm at in this piece. Again, this is a pretty big piece of cloth. He bought a whole yard of it for me, so I have another big chunk too. But this is where I'm at. And I do have the fibers with me. I'll show you what they are. Again, I'm doing this in a video in my vehicle while I'm waiting for my son to get out of driver's ed, so I'm sorry if it's really jiggly, and I hope it doesn't make anybody nauseous. I'm also trying to do it one-handed. We have Threadworx. This is Arboretum. It's a light lilac purple. I have not put this into the project yet. It also called for a Needles Necessity, and you could substitute the Threadworx. That was when Needle Necessities was changing and going out of business. This one is called Forest Glade. It's a Gast, and it's greens and browns. I have not used this one either yet. This one is an olive color, and this is what the lettering is, and it is beautiful. Even the green on the green, you can see all the variegation. It is just beautiful, and it's a really, really, let's see, this is Threadworx, yeah. Nice floss to use. You can see there are some full crosses and there's some back stitching to add to the letters, and I just did that as I went. It didn't make sense to do all the cross stitching and then go back and add those back stitching, so I just worked them as I came across them in the letters. And because they're they were to be, I can't remember if this is one strand. No, this is 2 strands. The back stitching here was supposed to be 2 strands anyway, so I got to this X and I looped around to back stitching and then went down. So that's what works, and I really like this color. And then there's DMCs. There's Pearl Cotton number 8 in here, but I haven't, again, got to that part of the chart. And then there's this one, which is Water Lilies, Black Forest. This is what you see back here in this background. And in here, the confetti drove me absolutely bonkers. And it'll be the same over here. That's one reason I put this away. But now that I know the parking technique, and I've been using the parking technique, I think it'll be much easier for me to do this side. So I started this in 2010, we just celebrated our 23rd anniversary this year. So now the joke in our house is, am I going to have this done for our 25th? So I'll show you the pattern again. I'm sorry I don't remember the color of the fabric. I know it's 32 count, but I don't remember the exact color. I lost the tag. I changed this to our personalization here. And this is going to say 25. I will change this to a 5. And there are little butterfly treasures here. And there are little pearls along here. They want 2mm pearls. I don't think I have enough of those. But I did find a silver pewter kind of bead that I think I might use there instead. And, you know, silver, 25 years. I think it'll work really nice. But hopefully I'll have this done in 2016 before my 25th wedding anniversary, which will come in 2017. That's January 4th. January 5th. Amira. Moonflowers. Chances are she'll be a whip by January 5th, because I really want to start her. During the Under the Sea Fabric sale, I purchased some fabrics, and one of them was 4 moonflowers, and it is 36 count Belfast. It's called Ursula, and the fabric was dark, this dark kind of almost gray purple to a lighter purple down here, and I think that'll look really nice on her. When you purchase from Under the Sea Fabrics, a fabric like this, you can designate if you want the different shades to be portrait like this, or landscape would go the long way, and it would depend on your piece. I knew I wanted it for this piece. I'm going to have the dark up here and the lighter down here, and I think that will really pop this moon here, having the dark up there and all the beading up there. And then with her darker skirt, that'll complement the lighter color. Again, at the end of the video, I will be showing the pattern with the fabric in it. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. It's hard in this venue where I'm at right now, but that is the 5th of January, I believe, to get my chart out before I lose my place. Again, that was 32 count Belfast. Ursula is the color. And it is a very beautiful color. I'm so happy with what I purchased from Under the Sea Fabrics. Highly recommend their fabrics. Just give me one moment while I pull my chart out so I keep myself on track. January 6th is Liziekate. Daughters are a special joy. They had this as a stitched model at Stitchville when I was able to go there last week. And I thought it was interesting. There are 3 flower pots, and I have 3 daughters. So I was thinking maybe I could put their initials on each flower pot. This one is going to be stitched on 32 count French lace linen. This has a hint of green in it, and it's the same fabric I used for Mirabilia red when I stitched that last year. I think it'll look really nice. So I thought I'd personalize it with my daughter's 3 initials here. So that is, again, on this one, they want sampler threads or sampler threads. I'm going to use Mo's cotton. I think that it'll be so pretty. There's such a variety of Mo's colors in my grab bags. Again, I got 2 grab bags, so that's 23 in a bag. So 46 colors of hers. There are duplicates of a number of the colors, but not all of them. So I purchased the grab bags when they were $18 instead of $20. So that is January 6th. I'll just put my patterns, I'll put them back in later. January 7th. Yep. It is going to be White Dragon. I have not stitched anything on him since last time I showed him, but I am up here in this section of him. So I want to just continue working on him. Every time I look at this, I find more and more detail. January 8th, Casseopeia. This is the one I'm doing for my oldest daughter, and I've shown it in another video. I did say that August was going to be my Mirabilia month. Hasn't happened. At the beginning of August, we had a stomach bug, and I put my stitching away because I didn't want it in the line of fire. And then just one thing after another, and now driving school, and I just haven't gotten to my mirrors yet. But I have her stitched on 32 count, picture this plus Lugana. The color is called Gothic, and I think she's just going to be gorgeous when she's done. I don't have all the beads for her, so that is one thing I need to purchase for her. January 9th. From the Just Cross Stitch magazine, April 2015. Give me just one moment, I don't want to show any charts. I want to do these herbs, thyme and dill. So on January 9th, I'm going to start one of these, and they are going to be stitched on Antique White, which is probably my go-to color, and it's going to be on 28 count Antique White, and this piece will actually fit both herbs. And I want to find frames when they're all done that match. So that is herb 1. So one of these I'll stitch starting on January 9th. Excuse me while I make sure I don't show you the chart by accident. January, ooh, don't fall. Okay, January the 10th. Found this one at Stitchville also. It's actually in their clearance section, which surprised me. They had a lot of them. Suns are a special joy. This is going to be on the same fabric that the daughter's one is on, because that piece will do both pieces. Also, I'm going to use Mo's cottons. I have 10 boys, so there are only 4 stars here, so I thought, well, maybe I could put a few more stars in. I need to put 6 in this design somehow. I haven't quite figured that out. If I could put like 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be 8. I'll figure it out. And then I could put their initials on each star. I thought that would be kind of fun. Or just kind of have their, well, I think on the stars would be better than just having their initials kind of float in the sky. I'll adapt it when I'm ready. But again, I'm going to use Mo's cottons and French lace 32 count for the background. And that is January the 10th. It's not easy to do this one-handed. January 11th. Sleeping Princess, Mirabilia. Again, I haven't done anything since I showed her last time. And I do have the threads, but I don't have, so I have the DMCs and I have the metallics. I do not have the beads for her yet. I have some of them, but not all of them. But I always do my beading last. And she is on 32 count mushroom. I can't remember if it's Jobelan or Lugana. I do not have her with me. Anybody following Sword of a Knitter? My son Josh. January 11th is his birthday. Just to let you know. January 12th is the other herb. So if I do thyme on the 9th, I'll do, what was it, thyme and basil? Or I'll do the second one on there. January 13th, another birthday in our family, is this one that I started for the Joan Elliott Stitch Along and have not finished, and she's called Ice Fairy. I know some places she is called Winter Fairy, but on my kit she is called Ice Fairy. So I have everything for her. I am going to switch out the metallics in here though, because I don't like what was in the box, and I don't like DMC metallics in general, so I will switch those out, but she is beautiful. And I look forward to continuing to stitch on her. The 14th, just cross stitch, June 2015. Excuse me while I open it so I don't show you any charts. The herbs, the thyme, I think it was what, thyme and dill. This one is, there's actually a set of 4. Okay, I've got the chart, now I'm trying to find the picture. There we go. And this is basil and sage. So thyme and dill are January 9th, January 10th, or excuse me, 12th. Then this is January 14th and January 15th. This is sage, and this is basil. So I'm going to do all 4 and then get a set of frames. And again, these are also going to be stitched on 28 count Antique White Lugana, because I love Lugana. That's probably my favorite fabric, although I prefer it in 32 count. So that's January 14th, January 15th, January 16th. Yes, another Mira. Can you tell I have an addiction? This is Florentina. She has been on my wish list since she came out, and she is just stunning. Not sure about the cat. I was thinking, I didn't realize it was a cat. I thought it was just flowers. Maybe I'll pull these flowers and just bring her, I don't know. I'll worry about it when I get there. I purchased during the Under the Sea Fabrics sale a fabric specifically for Florentina, and it is 32 count Belfast Linen. Again, I'm taping this in my vehicle, so I'm sorry if I'm moving things around, and hopefully I won't make you nauseous. It's not as organized as I would prefer. This is the piece that I purchased. It's called Elphaba or Elphaba, and it's a green. Again, at the end of this end of this video, I will be putting a more detailed picture so you can see. So Florentina on Elphaba or Elphaba. I think it's gorgeous. It's green and kind of goes into gold. Oh, just beautiful, beautiful piece. And her fabrics, they don't feel, linen can be so stiff and hard to deal with. Her fabrics feel really nice to work with. I haven't actually stitched on one yet, but I can look forward to it, and they don't smell. I love that. I'm always worried with hand-dyeds if they're going to smell. And this one is a salute to Stitching Joan, or excuse me, Stitching Joanne. If you think that whenever you review the World of Cross Stitcher, nobody pays attention, World of Cross Stitching, excuse me, we do. It took me a while to find this magazine. This is number 231. You do your preview, and then we get it here in the States like a month later. We do pay attention, because when you showed, and I'm sure somebody's going to guess which piece I'm going to show here, but when you showed this one off, I knew I had to get this magazine. And this is the Blackwork Hummingbird. Stunning, stunning piece. And I got the last one they had in the store, and I'm going to stitch it on 28 count Brittany Black. So this will all be, I haven't chosen the color for that part yet, probably white, or a white color, white-like color, and then the hummingbird will be stitched as it's charted. So, Stitching Joanne, please continue your reviews of this magazine. I love them. I pay attention. I pay attention every single time. January 18th. Stitching forever. Housework, whenever. We all know housework gets in the way of our stitching. And, I just blanked on what I was going to say. I'm sorry. Oh, Carolyn, if you're eating anything, you better put your drink down and your food down, so I don't want you to choke. KHAKI. Anyone in Australia would understand why I said it that way. It's 32 count, but I don't know the exact color, so I'm calling it KHAKI. Again, I'm going to use Mo's cottons on this one. And that's often my feeling. I want to stitch, I don't want to do housework. And then, January 19th. Da-da-da! Raven Queen. I picked her up at Stitchville. Oh, she's gorgeous. I purchased fabric during the Under the Sea fabric sale. Originally, I had thought I would use Zeus Domain. But I also purchased a piece for Celtic Winter, and I mistakenly took the viewer.net as an accurate picture, or accurate representation of that color. I was wrong. I should have checked Under the Sea Fabrics to make sure that the picture was correct. So if you use the viewer.net to preview any fabrics, hand-dyed fabrics, double check with the hand-dyed fabric website. I made the mistake of not double checking, and when the color came, it was not appropriate for Celtic Winter. But it will work for Raven Queen. And this is Eerie. There's purples, grays, lighter grays, kind of a mixture of the colors. Again, I will show a picture at the end of the video to give you more accurate. This is 32 count Belfast. And I just started kitting her up, so I don't have a lot of her. And I probably don't have the beads. She's a lot of beads. Oh my. A lot of beads. Not too many water lilies, but a lot of beads. And this information is available on the Mirabilia website, so I'm not breaking copyright. So she's just stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. January 20th. Scout. The Scout by Tamara Markegard. Charted by Michelle Sayeda. I bought this last year, and I've been looking for an excuse to stitch it, and here it is. She's beautiful. I do not have the fabric for her, but I have all the fibers. So anybody has a good idea where to purchase a large piece of 18 count Aida, is Heaven and Earth, their website, the best source? Please comment below and let me know. But that one will be that day. January 21st. Queen Elizabeth II. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. I'm stitching her on 32 count Antique White Jobelan. I wanted something very traditional and let the design do the work, not the fabric. I'm looking so forward to this piece, and here is the designer with her piece, so it's not small at all. Her name is Teresa. I bought it through Etsy. So Queen Elizabeth II coronation gown. Then, January 22nd. Christmas in London. I've been wanting and wanting and wanting to stitch this one, and now I am going to. And I'm going to do this on 32 count white opal. There's the shimmer there. I didn't want to compete with the design on this piece, and I felt some of the other fabrics that were there competed too much with the design, so that I wanted the design to speak for itself. That is January 22nd. January 23rd, Save the Stitches by Liz Almond. I'm going to do this on 36 count Antique White, I think it's Edinburgh or Edinburgh linen. And I'm going to be using, for my color, excuse my misorganization, Finca number 12 by Presentia, number 9453. I think this will be stunning. If you are looking at this piece and wondering how you can change the colors or whatever, the yardage, I checked the yardage on a DMC pearl cotton, and I made sure that when I purchased these, I had enough yardage. I had the same amount of yardage, if not more. So that's how I made that color change. Look forward to that piece. I've never stitched on 36 count, so that'll be new to me. January 24th, Lady Avalon by John Shannon, chart by Michelle Sayeda. This one's beautiful. I have all the threads. I think I have the right size fabric. I just have to cut it to the right size. But she's stunning. And I look forward to stitching on her. January 25th, The Art Deco Lady by Joan Elliott from the Cross Stitch Crazy magazine, June 15, 203. I'm a Downton Abbey fan, and they're in this era, and so this really caught my eye. And I think she'll be a really nice piece to stitch, and I'm going to stitch her on this gray 32 count. I think it's silver. I think it's called a silver. January 26th. Tears of Yesterday. This is a mini Tears of Yesterday by Zindi Nielsen, charted by Michelle Sayeda, Heaven and Earth. I have the threads, and I believe I have the fabric for this one. I just have to cut it. And I think I'm going to start her on the bottom and then work my way up. I think is how I'm going to do that one. January 27th. Oh, I don't have anything here. Garden Party by Mirabilia. That's why I don't have the pattern. I saw that pattern. It came out 2-3 days ago, and I don't know how she does it. I don't know how I'm ever going to get caught up. But that is what I am going to do on January 27th. So I need to order the fabric and everything too. January 28th. This is, again, a Mirabilia. This is the Spring Queen. Had her in my collection for a while. They want to use DMC metallics. That's not going to happen. I will substitute. I'm going to stitch her on 32 count Antique White, again my go-to color. I have stitched the Autumn Queen, and these queens are pretty large, but they're stunning when you see them in real life. So that's what I'm going to do January 28th, which is another birthday in our house. January 29th. I have this pattern I found in the clearance section at Stitchville. The Sweetheart Tree, Teeny Tweeny number 80, Renaissance Romance. I'm going to make this into a Biscornu. As soon as I saw it, that's the first thing that came to mind. I'm finishing up a Biscornu kit from the Sweetheart Tree, and so this piece I'm going to use is on a Mushroom Lugana, is what I'm going to use to stitch. I'll stitch the top and the bottom the same, and then I'll find something for the center. But I'm going to make a Biscornu out of it. January 30th. Yes, we're almost done. The Snow Queen. Ruth Thompson. Gorgeous. I do not have the fabric for this one. I do have the fibers. And trust me, all these purples, there are many, 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 many purples in this design. And the horse, and this unicorn, and the owls. Oh. Every time I look at it. Okay, my phone decided to do its thing. I was talking about the Snow Queen is January 30th, Ruth Thompson, and again, I do have the fibers, I do not have the fabric, but yeah, it's a beautiful piece, and I find new things in it when I look at it. Look forward to this piece. I've been drooling on it for a while, so I just have to find the fabric for it, and this is the regular size, not the mini. And January 31st, last day. Pulling them out. Here we go. Red. I know I've already stitched red in red, but there is a violet where you have all the purples through here conversion out there that's gorgeous, and there's also going to be a blue conversion soon. I have not decided which conversion I want to do, but the fabric that I'm going to stitch her on is from Under the Sea Fabrics, and it's called Zeus's Domain. Again, at the end of the video, I will do a more detailed pattern to fabric. Light blue all the way down to the dark. And I will do a floss toss to decide if I want the purple or if I want the blue. And the person who's doing this conversion, she did it mirror, so she's facing this way. I don't know if I'll do that or not, but Yeah, I'm going to try a conversion and see if I like it, and then I'll have them, you know, framed and facing each other or something. I don't know. But that's what I plan on January 30th as of now. So I thank you for watching. I will be putting pictures in, so if you missed something, I'll put a picture in when I have an opportunity to. But I wanted to mention my tips, techniques, tag video. I mentioned gloves in a bottle. This is what it looks like, a blue bottle with white writing. And it is hypoallergenic, fragrance-free, and it's recommended by many dermatologists, and no colors to it. I really highly recommend this for stitching. This little bottle lasts a very, very long time because you use very, very little. So I wanted to show you, because I didn't have it with me last time. And I also, when I went to Stitchfell, I picked up these twin pointed quick stitch needles where the eye of the needle is in the center of the needle. And it doesn't want to focus. There, you can see this one right here. There's the eye. I'm thinking of trying this with my Heaven and Earth when I do my two-handed stitching. Otherwise, I usually do one-handed stitching. I thought, you know, they're in the clearance section. They're $1. I'll try them. And I do my HAEDs on 18 count anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. I thank you for watching this video and going through this. And yes, I am nuts. I've never done this before. I thought about doing it last year when Thread Garden brought a similar challenge to us. But I am going to try it this year. And then these projects will be what I work on for the rest of 2016. I'll probably throw a few others in from time to time. I went through in Excel, and these are all the DMC colors and the projects and how many are needed, so I know how to get my DMCs between now and the end of the year. Mill Hill. The reason I'm doing this now, I am a planner person by nature. Having a list is, I function better on a list than without one. Also, I am going to try from January 1st till my birthday, which is July 21st, to not purchase excess cross-stitch stuff to stitch from stash. So I want to have everything between now and then. And also, I know I'm going to want to have a new start between now and the end of the year. Well, now I have projects to pick from. I could pick any of these projects that I have everything for, and then I know I'm going to continue to stitch on them. But my main goal is I want my one UFO to be done in 2016, so I have one less UFO. I really don't want my UFOs to hang around any longer. Some of them have been there for over 5 years, so I don't want that to be the case anymore. But I thank you for watching and subscribing, and again, I will put pictures at the end of this video of fabric to pattern, so it won't be so jumbly. And I'm sorry, the venue here in the vehicle, it doesn't make it professional by any means. I'm very much an amateur. But I thank you for watching, and I'll be coming back with a whip video on the few things I did in August. I didn't do my mirrors like I thought, but in September I do plan on working on my HAEDs. So maybe even starting one of my new HAEDs. We'll see. But I hope you have a good day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye, YouTube.